Mr. Rib, um, a pillar in Fresno, California, and I wanted to come live and introduce Mr. Rib to you, to Jose, and to see how we can get the word out with technology and what Jose knows how to do. And we just want to brainstorm a little bit and hear from you, and then Jose can kind of show you what he's put together um, with getting the word out um, about what you do in the community and just what's going on with you, Mr. Ritz.
All right, good deal. Yeah, so from my understanding, your food truck caught on fire. It was a grease fire. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. March of last year. It
Last year, yeah. So that's quite a bit. And you don't have a food truck right now, do you?
well, no, we're working on one. We don't have it completed yet. Still
Okay.
need a few thousand to finish it, but we do a lot of community work with it. Hopefully, in the next couple of months, we can get some finance rolling and get this truck finished. Then we can get back to what we were doing. We do a lot of community work. We're working like 6 days out of a year, like Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmas, Easter, and stuff like that. But as soon as we get this truck done, then we're going to turn into doing more community work. Yet still, it's like anything else. Everybody needs a dollar. You still got to make money. But my focus going to be the way God gave it to me is do a lot more community work. There's a lot of families out there that's hurting for his food and clothes and what have you. And we go out and get donations. People donate to us. We got stores donating food, and then we do fundraisers to get stuff for toys for kids, Christmas, and then we do a lot of stuff like that. And our goal is to increase what we're already doing. That's what we want to do. We need to finish this truck. We got we have we're taking a motorhome and we turn it into a mobile kitchen. We turn it into a food truck, and we have a barbecue pit. I'm an old man now. I can't get out there and get one of them charcoal barbecue pits. And then California is almost like Oklahoma. It get hot now.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we building a 8 rack rotisserie barbecue pit to put on our food truck, and to get all this done, we real short of money, and that's what the whole deal is for us to do, is do a big fundraiser so we can apprehend the money that we need to finish our project, so we can get back busy doing God's work. That's the whole key right there.
Awesome. Okay, so what I'm hearing is that right now the community is lacking your generosity because you don't have your truck yet, right? So
Absolutely.
which is a shame. You've been given to the community, which has been great. So right now it's your turn, right? So now it's like, hey, now it's time. We got to help out Mr. Riv, because he's been helping out everybody. So now it's time to return that favor so that you can continue to be able to provide to the community and continue to be, like Antoine was saying, that pillar in the community, right? So
Yes.
so awesome. So I told Antoine, I was just like, hey, let's see if we can jump on a call and kind of see, what your thoughts are. I'm sure you already have some things in motion as far as trying to get some donations going so that you can give back to the community, so you can continue to feed those people that need it. So like right now, what are some of the things that you're doing?
Well, we're putting together now. I've been talking to a couple of my donors, and right now we're trying to put together a fundraiser.
Okay.
And the fundraiser, we're trying to raise whatever money we can raise. We need about between $50,000 to $60,000 to complete my truck. And as soon as we can get some dates set up and get out and do this, then the ball will start rolling. Although my last cooking day was Father's Day, I improvised. I didn't have my barbecue pit and all that So that's what I do. God gave me to, he didn't give me to feed hamburgers and hot dogs. Don't get me wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But he gave me this name, Mr. Rib. And ever since then, he told me, hey, this is what I want you to do is give barbecue ribs and chicken and tri-tip. So I had to ask God a question. I said, God, do you realize how much this stuff costs? And you want me to give it away? But when I forgot about all that, when I asked him that, he said, I am the way, the truth, and the light. And he's been making ways for me to give away ribs, chicken, and tri-tip. And don't forget, after I started doing this about 5 years ago, after I was into this, then he came to me and he put it in my heart and said, I fed the 5,000 with fish and bread. So you got to add fish along with your ribs and tri-tips. So I do deep fried catfish, which I try to keep Antoine away from around me when I cook that fish because he tried to eat it all up. But in the same token, that's what we give out. We give it to people. We don't really want to give away hot dogs and hamburgers. Again, I say there's nothing wrong with that. But God gives me the best. And my whole endeavor is to give God's people the best. And that's how I roll.
Right. Yeah. So when you're given that, I don't know what you would call it. We'll call it a gift because I can't think of another word right now. But but when he reaches out and talks to you and gives you a gift, that's the route, the path that you want to go. So I get where you're coming from on that. And I know that Russell had written out a nice letter, nice little bio, or I don't know what
Yes,
to
sir.
call it. So that's great. And Antoine and I, we were talking about that as well, as far as okay, what are some other ways that we can use that? What are some other things that we could do to kind of help accelerate or create another arm for reach, right? As far as what you're trying to do. So I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully you'll be able to see it because so I can explain to you kind of what I was looking at or what we're trying to do. If I can you see my screen right now? Even though
yeah, with all three on there.
All right. How about let's see here. Give me 1 second. See if it's popping up here in a minute. Of course, is it messing up on me, man? All right. Well, we'll go with this screen right here. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is like on the backside. And what I'm showing you right here, this is just kind of like me just throwing up something real fast,
right?
Just to kind of give you a visual. But but like let's just say that if you're doing stuff either on social media or you have like a business card or on the flyer where we could then send people to a destination, right? Because right now, as far as being able to accept donations, how are you doing that currently right now? Is it just people handing you cash, check, or is there any way for them to?
Yeah, my donors right now, when I go to them, they'll give me cash. Some donors will give me a credit card and tell me to use that, but that's how they do it. Is mostly they have me to come over and they'll give me a check.
Okay, so because there are ways for you to be able to we'll say accept credit cards where people can put in their donations using their card.
Right.
But and I'll talk about that here in a minute. But excuse me. So basically, right here would be like a page where we would send people, and I'm calling this a bridge page. So this is going to be what's going to be between them and then the place where they can, we'll call it swipe their card. All right.
Gotcha.
So this is where we're going to want to put the emphasis as far as getting their buy-in, getting them to understand, why it's important, the mission that you're on, and how they can help. Right. So as bad as it might sound, we're trying to sell them on this page right here, so that when they get to the next page, they can go ahead and swipe and give that donation so that you can continue to get closer to the path that you're trying to get to.
Gotcha.
Okay. So on here, it's, I want to put like I'm thinking maybe this would be a good, like, attention grabbing headline. So I just put, fire puts a stop to giving free meals to the local community in need. So basically right here's what I'm trying to do is to get them to want to watch the video. Now, obviously this video doesn't talk about that. This is a video that I found on YouTube. So we would want you to create a video that's kind of explaining the whole thing, right? So that people can hear it from you as far as like what's going on. And I think there was a news clip as well that we can also add on here.
Mhm.
But I think if we have a video where you're sitting there and you're talking and you're telling your story and you're telling how this impacted your ability to be on this mission that that God put you on, right?
Right.
So that's what we have there. So then on here, they watch that video, and then if they're like, hey, they're compelled, I want to go ahead and donate. Then on this box right here, we got a little, again, like I just kind of threw stuff on there, so
Gotcha.
we can still try to tweak the wording and whatnot. But just put, we're asking for support. The next holiday is right around the corner, and we want to feed the community again. Because based on what you were saying, based on kind of some of the things that I saw, the holidays is one of the main times when you're feeding the community. Is that correct of me to say?
Yeah, the holidays, but like I say again, once I get this truck going, we're gonna be doing more. We do more than the holidays. It's just not improvised on the news and all that kind of stuff. Because we go to the homeless, we go to homeless people that got camps. We go there and we'll set up and feed and give out food there. Then we'll drive around Fresno, and sometimes sometimes we do it at nighttime. People walking down the street with baskets. People walking down the street with pushing them baby carts. Them they have little baby carts.
Yeah,
They be
the strollers.
Yeah, no strollers. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
So we'll stop and pass them a plate and what have you. This is the kind of stuff that we be doing.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah.
And
So
then another thing.
Yeah.
Let me share this with you. Another thing too. I'm finna get another post office box where they can, I don't know whether they send, this stuff is sort of Greek to me, but I'm sure I need a post office box for people to send whatever. And then, credit cards, what they call it, pen pal pay, however you put it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like I say, it's technology is not one of my main things, but like knowing people like Antoine and what have you, and I do know some people that's into that stuff, which I can get stuff set up the proper way. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah, because like in today's world, a lot of people like they don't carry cash around with them.
Exactly.
It's all cards, right? It's all cards. So
Right.
we do want to. So in order to be able to expand your reach and get you closer to what you're trying to achieve, you will need that additional arm, that additional way to capture that. Okay. So yeah. So this is one of the things that here that we can change. So to kind of fit more of what you're talking about versus just where it's just talking about holidays, right? So maybe this could be something like an ongoing place where you can send people that are wanting to learn more before they take that leap to giving a donation.
Exactly.
So on here, then it's just like, so now if they do want to do a donation and swipe their card to do that, then basically there's this form here where we're going to collect their name and their email address.
Right.
So one of the reasons that we're doing this is because once you have those names and email addresses, now you're going to be building your own database. So I'm going to ask you a question. Currently, right now, do you have a database of people, like their email addresses, so that if you wanted to send them a message saying, hey, I'm going to be on the corner of Blackstone and whatever.
No.
So by having this, then you'll be able to create your own audience, right? So it'll be like your own little radio station where you can broadcast the message to the people that know, like, and trust you, to get them to go to where you're at, regardless of what event that you're hosting, right?
Absolutely. Uh-huh.
So because in today's age, like that's a major thing to have. So think of it like this: I'll now talk about like brick and mortar restaurants as an example.
Right.
So when nobody knew that COVID was going to hit, right? Nobody could have thought about that, but it did. And what happened is you saw that a lot of restaurants got shut down, right?
That's right.
And then
with the food trucks,
right? And so everything got shut down, and then eventually we kind of opened up a little bit in certain ways, but for those people that had those email addresses, they could have been sending them messages, hey, we're opening today. Hey, we got this limited menu. Hey, we got you can still order from us this way. But if you didn't have that, there was really no way for you to reach out to your customer base and
Gotcha.
and reel them back in, right? There was really no way. So not saying that there's going to be, I'm aware that we still have coronavirus stuff going on, but but whether you take that out of the equation or put it in, it's still having your own database is still very key, because you want to be able to communicate with your audience whenever you need to. So this is what we want to do, is try to help you with that, and so you can build that database of people.
Okay.
So basically here, again, they'll read the headline. Hopefully they'll watch the video. Hopefully they'll be like, yeah, I want to go ahead and help Mr. Rib out. So they fill this out, and then can you see this yellow button right here that says I want to donate?
Yes.
Okay. So and I put it that way, right? So that when people are clicking it, it's because they want to donate. So it's just kind of a psychological thing. So when they click on that, now we could do it multiple ways, but when they click on that, there's another program that's maybe you have heard of it. That's called GoFundMe. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah. That Antoine, you need to come in here for a minute, right quick. Antoine.
Okay.
Go ahead,
Okay.
brother. I'm listening.
Okay. So with this GoFundMe, so once they give you their email address and they click I want to donate, then it brings them to this page, but it'll be your page. So right now I just have it obviously just going to just the random page that's on here, right? But then here we will then again kind of what's the word? It'll be congruent with what they just finished watching and reading. Right?
Okay.
So kind of the story will continue. Where let's just say that we post a video on this page where you're talking about something like, hey, I really appreciate that you went ahead and came over here to this page, and something like that, right? Where you're kind of where you're now pushing them closer to making that swipe so that they can also be a participant in your mission by helping with that donation. Right. So that's kind of how can I envision it. Now it could also go to like a PayPal, where they click it and then it goes to a PayPal. But with the PayPal, you're not going to have that ability to then post a nice video like what I'm talking about and message. But with this platform here, it does allow you to do that. Now we can skip that bridge page and build it right here, but it's not going to allow us to really maximize it. And then you're building things on somebody else's land, right? So this is why we want to have that bridge page, so that that's your land and it's building your database, and not just building these people's database.
Right.
So what are your thoughts so far on the stuff that I've said, or questions that you might have as far as if I didn't make sense on something? Based on like everything that I've said so far, is there any questions or any clarification that you need on anything?
Everything you're saying, it makes all the sense in the world, and I understand it.
Awesome.
So yeah, I'm happy with it.
All right. Is there anything that you would want to like add or for us to tweak on this? Because I just don't want to. I was telling Antoine, is like I just don't want to be like, hey, here's what it is, and then hey, Mr. Rib, here's what it is. We also, if you have feedback or ideas to try to incorporate everything, that's ideally what we would want to do.
Well, one of the things is like you say, I just want to, get my truck finish my food truck, my love food truck, so I can get back. That is my income, that is my living, and although it's the community truck that I do a lot of community work with, so it's going to be good on both sides. For me getting into different events and also doing a lot more community work. This is the whole 9 yards. I love doing, feeding the underprivileged people. I ain't trying to make no name for myself, and I ain't trying to get rich, and I ain't trying to go into places where I can be seen. I love to go into underprivileged neighborhoods and really show people a lot of love. And that's what's wrong with it today. It's like my slogan on Mr. Rib. My slogan on Mr. Rib, this is not just barbecue. This is love. And this is what we try to demonstrate, love.
Okay, good deal.
Hey, Jose, can I add something?
Go ahead.
Okay. I know that you have this platform to put Mr. Rib's message on. If you could kind of scroll down and we could kind of show Mr. Rib where we could put his footage, where we could put his donors, where we could put more of the information on here. If you could kind of show him that, then maybe it'll get his juices going to where he's like, hey, I can add that, because he doesn't
Right.
know like what all he could do with this platform.
Yep. Yeah, and that's what I was getting ready to do. So
And
Okay.
excuse me,
Yep.
Jose.
Yeah, go
One
ahead.
other thing, I have some donors that I can't put on there.
No, that's
I
fine.
got some donors don't want to be known as donors. So
No,
that's
yeah,
another thing.
I completely understand that. So yeah, so we don't. So basically, we could put whoever is open to it. We we don't
Right.
have to put anybody. But it was just a kind of a thought and ideas to kind of help with showing other people like, hey, there's
Yeah, I got some I
already
can put on there. That's for sure. I got some we can do.
Okay. So I'm gonna scroll down just to give you an idea. So basically like this page right here is a template that I can just I can delete everything off of it. I can
Right.
kind of recreate it, but I just left some stuff on here just to kind of have a visual as I'm talking.
Right.
So let's just say that this part right here maybe didn't sell the person right away. They can, and they want to scroll down. So then here, we can put additional information. We want to put Russell's letter or bio or letter that he wrote. We can put that on here so that people can also read about it, right? We can also link, that video that was on the news where they were talking about the fire, or even articles that they might have on their website. We can link on here as well. We can add additional. If you have like any like testimonial videos of people that have been on the receiving end of your generosity that wouldn't mind doing a testimonial, and then we can plug these videos on here, or it may be any messages that we can take a screenshot of, and we can put them on here, and we can just continue to build. People scroll down, we can just continue to build that story, so that by the time that they're towards the bottom, hopefully we got them to the point where they're going to want to come over here and go ahead and help the cause.
Gotcha. So what are you saying we can put? You need some more videos and pictures and all that stuff?
Yeah, and Antoine will work with you on that, as far as like, hey, here would be some ideal things if you have them, or if you can create them, or if you can get them to be able to put on here.
Okay.
And then that way it's just one full page of people learning about your story, understanding it, and hopefully getting them to want to be part of your mission by helping with the donation.
Gotcha. No problem.
And and this is just like a piece of it. There's other like technical things that would be on here, but we don't have to talk about that right now. And that's something that we would help you with, so that you don't have to feel like stressed out or feel any type of anxiety or anything like that. Like we're going to help you out with all of that. But we just wanted to brainstorm with you and see if you had any ideas, and also put like a little visual together so you can kind of see where our thought process was to to try to help you get closer to that end goal. So then, like on this as an example, you could put on the flyer, you could put, like, let's just say that you were able to get back on the news, and sometimes they'll say like, hey, so where can people go to learn more about you, right?
Exactly.
And I think if I remember correctly, on the fire video and at the news station when you were at the news, they're like, if you to learn more or this or that, they just had your phone number for people to call you.
Right.
So, and you're gonna have those people out there that might want to learn more, but they don't want to call nobody.
Right. I got you.
So then by having something like this, if you got the opportunity to be back on TV, that could be another thing where another avenue that the news station can put, where it's like, hey, to learn more, you can go here, or you can call here, right?
Okay.
So Jose, why don't you just throw one out so Mr. Rib could say, if he was on the news, like, you could go here. Like, let's just kind of brainstorm a little bit? Like, have you thought of one that we could that
No,
Mr. Rip could say?
no,
Or
I haven't thought about one. So basically, Mr. Rib, what Antoine's talking about is, for example, like, hey, to learn, I'm just going to off the cuff as an example, we would have to check availability and if it's even something that you like and want and makes sense for the overall thing. But for example, like let's just say that you're out on the news or you're out in the street and you want to send people over here. It could be like, hey, if you want to learn more, you can go over to uh, uh, Mr. Ribs feeds the community.com or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So so something that's easy to remember, easy to say, easy to spell, and people can just go online and go to that, and then I'll bring them to this screen right here so that they can learn more about it, and then hopefully again they take that step that we want them to, which is make that donation.
Right.
so
Okay.
so Mr. Rib, when I was listening to Jose, so let's just say that you was, because you do be on the news, you do be in front of the camera a lot. They put cameras in front of you. I've witnessed it. And then they say, well, Mr. Rib, how can they reach you? And then it could be something like this, Mr. Rib. Now I'm sizzling when I thought about it. We don't have to use it. But it could say something like www.mrribgiveslove.com or givesriblove.com. Now, hopefully, I'm sharing with you like something that you could remember, that it was, that they could remember, once the commercial goes off. And then that domain name would come to this page.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
Okay. So I just want you to think about it. Think about something that you could brand and say every time that you on the news, every time that you, and then it'll go to this page like that if you want to send them here.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah,
So that's all I wanted to say.
yeah, because that again that will help with getting people that don't want to pick up the phone and call. It gives them an opportunity to still learn about you, and it gives them the opportunity to pull out their credit card and swipe.
Right.
And then so just kind of be thinking of that as far as like where would you want to send them? What name.com would you want to send them? Again, we would have to check the availability and a couple other things. But then that way, anytime somebody approaches you and you're giving your spiel on your whole, on your whole mission, you have somewhere to direct them to, right? So that they can see more, they can learn more, and then it's easy. Then it's going to be easy for them to share that as well, so that then other people can go look at it.
Absolutely.
Versus people are like, because if, for example, if they're like, hey, Mr. Rib, he has his cause going, yada yada yada. Here's his phone number. You can call him if you want to learn more. So chances are they're going to be like, well, I'm not going to call that. I'm not going to call them. Isn't there like somewhere I can go look and read and so on and so on?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what we're trying to help as far as closing that gap or getting rid of that gap of, hey, there's the only way I can learn more is if I call Mr. Rib. What if he's busy? What if this? What if that?
Gotcha.
I don't want to interrupt them. And it's easier for people to just go to a website and go from
who
there.
makes your website? You?
Yeah. So I put this little piece together before we got on the call, just so I could have something to show you. But yeah, so then we would just add more information, add more videos, some pictures. I don't know if you have any pictures or videos of like.
Oh yeah. And then not only that, I got another letter I'm gonna send you too.
Okay. Yeah. So we can add and make this page as long as we need to. The goal is just to get people to know the story, understand the story,
right,
so that they can be part of the cause with you.
All righty. Sound like a winner to me.
All right. We're hoping. So we just want to help you out because I know that you're out there helping out all the time. So we just want we want to be that those people that help you along the way, and hopefully, can get you to the end result, or get you closer to that end result that you're after.
Yeah, you make me drive all the way to Tulsa just to slap you upside the head with a rip bone.
Well, one of these days, I'm gonna go out there. But I told Antoine, the what makes it difficult is, so I'm originally from Illinois, and my family lives on the Illinois side, and right there on the border of Illinois and Iowa.
Right,
So,
I got you.
so I'm just like, well, if I'm gonna go somewhere, I have to go home.
Right.
Basically, right? It's not that I don't want to come out there and visit and all that, but it's just like, I have to capture every little moment that I'm able to travel, and I got to spend it at home. So we've had some issues, some sad issues in my family, and so we need to. So I just need to make sure that any little chance I get to escape, it has to be. I got to go over there.
Well, that's okay. One day,
one day.
Yeah,
one day I'll be
day,
able to split the time and go both directions. But
there you go. That's what's happening. But I want to say this to you, Jose. I highly appreciate what I'm learning and what's happening right now, and I highly appreciate Antoine for setting this up. But like I tell him, all this stuff is going to come together, and it's going to be good. And I'm not down at all, because for the simple reason, I was already telling Guy when I had my truck that, I wanted me a little bit bigger truck. And my truck was beautiful. I ain't gonna lie. I'll send you a picture of it one day, but it was a beautiful truck. But when it caught fire, God gave me something, and I'm a different kind of guy. I don't want my stuff looking like nobody else's. And this is why now I got a motorhome, and we turned it into a food truck. And it's awesome. It's a love food truck.
Yep.
Mr. Rib love food truck. And this is what God is all about. He always increase. He allowed things to happen for a reason. But when he allowed, it's always for the good. And that's how I take it. This is for the good.
Absolutely. And then as you were talking, I was picturing your do you always wear that red apron or a red apron?
Yeah, that red apron and that red hat.
All right, and then and I know you have seen Antoine where he has his shirts that have all this messaging and all this.
Oh yeah, I seen that ugly stuff. Yeah, I seen that.
So that could be another thing that you can add to your apron to send them here. So when you're out and about with your apron, people can if maybe they see you from afar, and they're shy and they don't want to come up to you or whatever, but they see something on
it happened all the time.
Yeah, and then it sends them over here, and now they start to build that relationship with you, even though you don't know who they are, but they're building that relationship with you.
Right.
They're starting to see the story, and again, maybe the next time that they see you, they might approach you. Hey, I saw your videos, I read your stuff, and maybe they want to show you gratitude, or make a donation, whether it's cash or they do it on here.
Absolutely.
So that just another idea there for you.
Well, right now we having T-shirts made with Mr. Rib on it. We already got masters made with Mr. Rib on it, and we're gonna be doing hats. We're gonna do little Mr. Rib cowboy hats. That's all I wear is cowboy hats, and we're gonna do the little Mr. Rib cowboy hats, and we get all that rolling, and that's gonna be another great opportunity. And we the first 100 T-shirts we get made, we're giving those away. We're not gonna sell those. So we're doing it. We're doing some good stuff. God lands some good stuff into my spirit.
Okay, well let me ask you this: with those shirts, those 100 shirts, have you guys already made those?
Well, I got them in process. My shirt maker, my T-shirt man that do all my printing, he asked me sort of to hold up till I get the truck done, because he want to put a picture of my truck on the T-shirts.
So picture this. If they add this page to those shirts that you're going to give out, now you're going to have 100 people out there with that, even giving you more reach, and maybe that's kind of the same thing. Now somebody sees something on their shirt, they're like, hey, what's that? Let me go to MrRibsLoves.com.
Got you, got you.
And then boom, now we got more eyeballs on your calls, more eyeballs, and potentially, you know, more donations so that you can keep doing what you're doing.
Well, let me ask you this then, Jose. This page we talking about doing, when you think this can take place?
So like I'm gonna have to so this is like this. I built this page on one of my accounts, so I'd have to create another account, and then we would need to come up with that name of what's the name that you always want to be able to tell people to go here.
Mr. Rhea, yeah, Mr. Rhea.
To learn more, right? And then once we have all that, then we can start putting it all together. Obviously, then we would need the videos and you know, and pictures and that stuff, and then also I kind of want to kind of not necessarily like provide you with the script, but I'm going to use that word, but give you like a script and be like, hey, Mr. Rib, can you make a video that's touching on these points? And then that will be kind of the main video that we put on here, so that when people land on here, they're seeing that. And then a second video, again, once they get to the GoFundMe page or whatever platform we want to use, that's going to where they're going to be able to pay or be able to donate with their card, where, you know, where you're giving gratitude that they went ahead and came over to that page and whatnot.
Okay,
that makes sense.
Yes, sir. Gotcha.
So that's kind of the plan on my side, and we'll get you that stuff as quickly as we can, so that you can kind of start piecing those things together.
Gotcha. All righty.
Is there any obstacles that you see that could prevent you from doing any of the stuff that we would ask you to do?
None.
All right. Good deal.
Everything is moving forward. One thing the good Lord told me no longer this morning, man. I got to let fate take its course. You know, I'm trying to move things quicker than it's supposed to be. Everything happened for a reason. So I got to slow down, take my time, and let it happen. My main thing is I'm trying to make it happen. I can't do it no more. I got to let it happen, and it's gonna happen because He said it's gonna be better. It's gonna be better than it was before. Yep. So I'm just gonna wait and let God work with it.
Yep. So okay. So obviously He put us in your path for a reason too, right?
Yes, sir. Hey, that's the key. I know a Jose, but he don't live in no Tulsa, and he ain't doing what this Jose do. So, you know, that's how God does it, though. He when God plant a seed, it always grows, brother. It doesn't make no difference what ground it is or where it's at. You know, seeds grow in the ocean. We can't use them, but seeds grow in the ocean. Seeds grow in the deserts. So when God plant a seed, man, that means there's something behind it.
Right.
And this is a seed that God planted. And I highly appreciate it too, brother.
Absolutely.
And we will be getting together.
Yep.
Okay.
Sounds good. You got any questions, or do you need anything from us right now?
Nothing that I know of right now. You know, you know, on the spur of the moment, man, it just things that sound so good. And looking at you, look like you but anyway. No, man, I'm very happy with what I've heard, and be able to meet you like this, and with the group that Antoine got going on, it's just amazing, and things finna really jump off. I just can't hardly wait till I get that truck going, because there's so much out there that God want me to do that I'm gonna be able to do once I get this truck going. And if I have to drive it all the way to Oklahoma, Tulsa, and I have to drive it all the way down there just for us to do an event, man, that'd be on crap.
Yeah, I mean, like here we got a bunch of homeless camps too, and
you know what?
It's always sad to see that stuff. And
well, man, you know what? We might be saying this as a joke, but I don't joke with that, because when God starts, boy, I feel him doodads. You know what doodads mean when you're talking about God and you know them little cold chills run all over your body. Them little cold chills right now just jumping on me. You know what I'm saying? But the thing of it is, man, I wouldn't mind, Jose, one of these days, me and Antoine jumping that truck, man. Yep. Let me get it all dialed in. Give you a 2-week notice and say, hey, we on the highway, brother. All you got to do is get the thing set up, and we're going to be there and just now I'm sure they got food trucks do that, right?
To be honest with you, I'm not sure. I know there's a lot of
Well,
food
let me
trucks
be honest
here.
with you. Let me be honest with you. I can answer that question here in California, in Fresno. No, they ain't got none. You know, all the food trucks here is about their money. They're not about the people. They're about how many people they can get to buy that food. But how many is just really going into different areas, serving in the community? No, I don't know of any. I got, people here get in their car, put food in the trunk of their car. They put food in their pickup. They put it in a van. But first, a food truck going into areas, just setting up, feeding, and giving away. I don't know any.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know any of that. I do have a restaurant owner here, and so he'll go out and do that. He'll load up his SUV.
There
And
you
then
go.
he'll go to the camps and that kind of stuff, and he'll do that. But and he doesn't announce it or nothing. He just goes out and he just
Exactly.
does it. But as far as like an actual like truck setup and all that stuff, I haven't heard or seen any of that. So
You're not gonna hear, brother. Because like I said, they're all about their money.
yeah,
They see. My thing is the difference between me and money. See, for the focus that I have for that philosophy, I have for that. Money don't own nobody. People's own money. Treat people's right, money will flow your way. It's just like a bird; it'll fly to you. But see, most people, it's not about love. I'm all about love. Matter of fact, this truck here gonna be named Mr. Real Love Food Truck. And that's how we're going to do it because we got to show that love. And our main target is kids. How many kids right there in Tulsa never been to Oklahoma City? Whole lot of them. Same thing with Fresno. There's a lot of kids in Fresno, and we have a town called Clovis. It's only about 10 miles out of Fresno from Fresno. A lot of kids never been there. So that's my whole thing is, man, to entice kids. I let them know that, hey, you ain't got to rob, steal. You ain't got to get in gangs. You ain't got to do none of that. All you got to do is live, mind your parents. Be obedient to the parents. Love will come your way where you don't have to worry about going out robbing and beating up nobody.
yeah.
That's my thing. So anyway, Jose, I appreciate you, man. I already adore you, man. I love talking to people that's about something. You're about something, and I can tell from your smile, man. You got a lot of love.
Yeah,
A lot of love.
I sure do.
I already know, man. So I appreciate you. Okay.
Hey, I appreciate you you coming on here, last minute, and hearing us out, and open minded to it, because I run into a lot of people that are, they're not open to things, even if it's a possibility of enhancing what they're already doing. So
right. Yeah. Well, I'm looking to enhance and increase what I'm doing.
Yep.
Good deal.
Okay.
All right. Well, you have a good night. Appreciate you coming over, and then Antoine, we'll be in touch here in a little bit.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you, Jose.
All right, everybody. We'll talk to you later.
Good night.
All right.
Thank you.
Good night.
All right. Bye-bye.